Sony recently announced its plans to enhance its PlayStation Plus subscription service starting June 2022. The long-rumored Project Spartacus was finally unveiled by Sony, which merges the existing PlayStation Plus and PlayStation Now services into one tiered service and positions itself as a subscription offering that is more inclined towards current market standards, aka Microsoft's Game Pass. However, Sony has been vocal about certain key aspects that will be approached differently on its refreshed offering. How does Sony's new service stack up to its competitor? Are there reasons for Microsoft to worry? Let's find out. Hi, I'm Ishak, and this video is brought to you by XE Gaming. Game Pass has been creating waves in the industry for quite some time now, and it has been a steady source of both positive press and lucrative revenue for Microsoft. While Sony always had a library of games unlike any other, they lack the ease of access that a subscription service like Game Pass offers its customers. It was only a matter of time that Sony came up with a service of their own in order to keep its huge customer base intact. And it has been an open secret over the past few months that something was in the works. So what exactly does this service offer? Well, Sony believes that the best way to do this would be to offer the new service in tiers, so players can choose what they want. There are 3 tiers and they come in the form of PlayStation Plus Essential, PlayStation Plus Extra, and PlayStation Plus Premium. Try saying that out loud 10 times in a row. PlayStation Plus Essential is basically the existing PlayStation Plus plan, which offers monthly downloadable games, exclusive discounts, online multiplayer access, and cloud storage. Sony has confirmed that the price for this tier will remain the same as the current PlayStation Plus, which is $9.99 monthly, $24.99 quarterly, and $59.99 yearly in the US, and in India it's Rs $499 monthly, $1,199 quarterly, and $2,999 yearly. Any PlayStation Plus subscriber whose membership lasts beyond June this year will automatically migrate to PlayStation Plus Essential when it is launched. The second tier is PlayStation Plus Extra, and this is where things get interesting. Alongside all the benefits offered in the Essential tier, members of Extra get a catalog of up to 400 games, which is a mix of select PS4 and PS5 games, including titles from Sony's own PlayStation Studios and its third-party partners. Subscribers in this tier can play these games by downloading them to their consoles. The price for PlayStation Plus Extra is $14.99 monthly, $39.99 quarterly, and $99.99 yearly in the US. The third and final tier is PlayStation Plus Premium. This tier offers the benefits of both PlayStation Plus Extra and Essential, alongside 340 additional games, which includes classic games right from the original PlayStation console, the PS2, PS3, and even PSP. And there is no information on Vita games as of now. Furthermore, this tier offers cloud streaming access for these games, along with the PS4 games offered in the Extra tier. Customers can stream games using their PS4, PS5, or PC. And finally, this tier also offers time-limited game trials, so customers can try out select games for a certain period of time before they decide on making the purchase. The pricing for this tier is set at $17.99 monthly, $49.99 quarterly, and $119.99 yearly. So what about markets without cloud gaming, like India right now? Enter PlayStation Plus Deluxe. PlayStation Plus Deluxe will be offered at a lower price compared to Premium, and it includes all the benefits of all 3 tiers, except you can only download games to play them. And that means PS3 games are not available, as they can only be accessed via the cloud. The service is set to roll out in phases, with several Asian markets being the first to transition to the new model, followed by North America, Europe, and the rest of the world. What is immediately apparent is the absence of a very popular feature that plays a major part in the success of Game Pass, and honestly a deciding factor for many. Day 1 releases. Microsoft offers day 1 release of all of its first-party titles on Game Pass, so subscribers do not have to purchase the game to play them. Acknowledging the absence of this feature, in an interview with GameIndustry.biz, Sony Interactive Entertainment's president and CEO Jim Ryan said that, quote, "In terms of putting our own games into the service or any of our services upon their release, as you well know, this is not a road we've gone down in the past, and it's not a road that we are going to go down with this new service. We feel if we were to do that with the games we make at PlayStation Studios, the virtuous cycle will be broken. The level of investment that we need to make in our studios would not be possible, and we think that the knock-on effect on the quality of the games that we make would not be something that gamers want." End quote. Later on, he does mention that this is not permanent and things may change based on the market trends. He said, and I quote, "So, I don't want to set anything in stone at this stage. All I'm talking to today is the approach we are taking in the short term. The way our publishing model works right now, it doesn't make any sense. But things can change very quickly in this industry, as we all know." End quote. There is plenty to unpack over here, from the official blog post to the interviews and the way the whole thing has been received. So let's begin with what Sony wishes to accomplish with the service revamp. Sony hopes for subscribers to see value in the annual plans, and this way the new tiers, Extra and Premium, will be far more valuable. Sony has said that more than 2/3 of their current subscriber base subscribe annually. This makes the value proposition of those two new tiers that much better for those customers. And quite frankly, the difference in price between the monthly and annual packages is worth considering the long-term commitment. As a start, Sony is clearly aiming for its current PlayStation Plus and PlayStation Now subscribers and hoping they would go for the annual subscriptions. The current non-PlayStation Plus members who are subscribed to PlayStation Now and whose subscription still has some time left will automatically merge into PlayStation Plus Premium for that time. This is great news for those who only subscribe for PlayStation Now, as they will be getting double the value. PlayStation Now currently goes for $9.99 a month and $59.99 yearly. And for the customers who have both PlayStation Plus and PlayStation Now, they will find the same value as they did previously, since the cost of the two former services put together matches that of the PlayStation Plus Premium. The general perception has not been good, to put it mildly. There were just too many points sticking out for the public to rant about than to appreciate what was on offer. Mainly because of the comparisons with Game Pass, which was inevitable. The top tier Game Pass variant goes for $14.99, which is cheaper than the top PlayStation Plus Premium service at $17.99. Plus, Game Pass offers extra features like cloud gaming on multiple devices like phones and tablets, exclusive perks like 3-month trials of services like YouTube Premium, Discord Nitro, and Crunchyroll, alongside in-game content and partner offers. And above all, access to every Microsoft published game on the day of release. Granted, the total count of games is just over 100, but the rest of the features more than make up for the smaller library of games. PlayStation Plus Premium may offer 700 plus games from its storied history of console generations, but that has all been overshadowed by what is in trend and what is in demand here and now. The games lineup is expected to be strong enough to justify the asking price. Games like Death Stranding, God of War, Marvel's Spider-Man, Spider-Man Miles Morales, Mortal Kombat 11 and Returnal are already confirmed to be in the Extra and Premium tiers. I'm sure there are more to come, but at least for now it looks like the company is ready to confirm only these titles. I hope that Sony sees enough success in its current plan, but also finds a way to get day one releases from its first-party studios. Reading between the lines, we can see that there is no option to stream PS5 games, but only to download them onto your console. This is not ideal for two reasons. First being the inability to play PS5 games on PC through streaming, and as a result, PS5 games remain in the confines of the console they are designed for. The second and the more real challenge is the minuscule 825GB SSD that comes with the PS5, which fills up rather quickly with a handful of games. Streaming PS5 games would have helped both cases, not to mention help more people experience some great PS5 exclusives like Returnal on PC. On the flip side, we have the PS3 situation, where it is limited to streaming only. PS3 games cannot be downloaded, and this immediately becomes a deal breaker for those interested but with a slower internet connection. Sony made a huge gamble back in the day with the implementation of the Cell processor on the PS3 that did not pay off so well. PS3 games are made differently, and as a result, emulation from within the hardware is much harder than emulating any other console. Compare this with Microsoft's play almost any game on Game Pass on any device, and Sony's service seems a bit out of touch, despite the fact that Microsoft themselves have a limited number of backward compatible titles to begin with. To Microsoft's credit though, they did invest hugely in making those older games backward compatible on the current machines, before closing the backward compatibility program recently. Sony can definitely do something similar, but at least as of now, it looks like they are unwilling to do so with the PS3, and this is what works towards their detriment. The PlayStation Plus collection, which PS5 users get as a bonus for the purchase of a PS5, will still remain if you have the basic PlayStation Plus Essential plan. Although Persona 5 will leave the service soon, and this was announced earlier and was set to happen regardless of the service revamp. Pricing for the two new tiers in India have been leaked thanks to industry insider Rishi Alwani, who tweeted it out. We now know that the PlayStation Plus Extra will be Rs 800 monthly, Rs 2000 quarterly, and Rs 5000 annually, while the PlayStation Plus Premium will set you back Rs 1000 monthly, Rs 2500 quarterly, and Rs 6000 annually. There is no clarification if the pricing under PlayStation Premium is what we will be charged for the deluxe tier here in India, as we do not have cloud gaming. For what it's worth though, I feel that this is a fair price, considering the sheer number of games on offer as opposed to Game Pass. But as with all rumors and insider info, we may need to take this information with a grain of salt. Not much was shared on how the classic games will look and play on modern high-resolution TVs during the reveal, but in an interview with Famitsu, SIE President and CEO Jim Ryan did mention that, and I quote, "I'll talk about more in the future, but I've heard from people who have actually played it that it looks really good on PlayStation 4 and 5. However, the content of correspondence will depend on the title." End quote. Let's not forget that these games were originally designed for CRT TVs that output at 480p. So I hope they are enhanced in some way or form, so it plays nice on today's 4K TVs. So that is all we know so far since the announcement. While this is a lot of information to process, we still do have some questions left. Like, can the classic games be bought from the PlayStation Store? If so, will PS3 games be a part of it? I especially doubt the PS3 part, as there is no native emulation for it and it is all handled via the cloud. We'll have to wait and watch for this one. Speaking of which, are there any plans for PS3 emulation in the long term? We know services like this evolve over time, especially as they gain more customers. So, will Sony make that investment to preserve those awesome PS3 titles? And speaking of games, we all know that there will be 400 of them or 700 plus depending on the tier you choose. But will there be more titles added on a rolling basis, like in Game Pass? Or will this be a permanent set of games like the PS Plus collection, only larger? I certainly hope it is the former in this case. One very important question which a premium tier subscriber would have is, what is the classic games lineup going to look like? Because whenever there is an official attempt to bring classic games back to the customer, the list of titles is a mixed bag. Take the mini retro consoles from all the major companies that were launched some time ago. I hope Sony does a better job with the list of games here than they did with the PlayStation Classic. We know that day one exclusives for first party titles is a no-go here, which is a bummer. But what about third parties and indies? I hope there is something here, as PlayStation has done this before with the likes of Fall Guys and Shadow Warrior 3. It may not be as frequent as Xbox does, but they have done this in the past. Will they double down on this? Well, that is the question. Will there be any form of third-party service integrated like EA Play on Game Pass? The addition of a second service as part of the existing one certainly does add more value, yes, but given Sony's track record, something like this is unlikely. That said, the full details of the service haven't been announced yet, so there still might be a chance for it. At the end of the day, it all feels like a missed opportunity to truly give Game Pass a run for its money, at least as of now. Sony could have invested more in cloud gaming and offer games on various devices. PS3 emulation on a hardware level could have been worked on, and the pricing could have been a bit more aggressive, especially for the monthly plans. But maybe that's not the point here. Maybe Sony does not see this service as a Game Pass competitor, but an offering of their own which appeals to loyal Sony customers, quirky as that offering may be. So that is where we are at the moment. The PlayStation Plus Revamp currently does not stand as a Game Pass competitor, at least from what we know so far. The strategies between the two companies appear to be different. But how will the strategy pay off for Sony, and how much value will its customers see in this service is a question that will be answered in just a couple of months. For my needs, PlayStation Plus Extra is a great deal, especially at the annual price. I'd be enticed to go with the top tier had cloud gaming been expanded beyond PC and onto mobile devices, with PS5 games on it. But this is what we have now, and it's not bad value. Not bad at all. In fact, squint your eyes a bit and you can see that in some areas this is a much better deal than Game Pass. There, I said it. So, what is your take on the new service? Does the prospect of a large downloadable library excite you? How important is day one availability of games to you? Sound off in the comments. Let's have a conversation going. Until then, I'm Ishaq, and this video was brought to you by Ixie Gaming. You take care, stay safe, and keep gaming.